What's up, Long Drive family? This is Jeff Gilder. This is Smash Factor. We got a great show for you today. We've got the results from the East Coast Classic down in Casey, South Carolina. We've got that effect on world rankings and schedules and more coming up right after this. All right, welcome back, folks. Let's get into some results. We had 18 divisions, I think, competing at the East Coast Classic. Great field of people. Weather was not so good on day one. Got a little better as time went on, but let's get started. In the 9 and under boys, Dylan Spinato went 170 yards to take that win. Congratulations to Dylan. He's the reigning world champion in that division. Barely edged out Liam Brees, but Dylan took home the win there. In the 9 and under girls, McKenna Jones, with her first major appearance, she's been to our local events, 57 yards for McKenna. Good drive, young lady. In the open adaptive division, everybody knows Henry O'Grady. Henry went 206 yards in his class for the win. One of the most impressive things I've seen since I've been doing this was Riley Alton in the open adaptive division, legally blind, hit the ball 306 yards. I'm thoroughly impressed by that. I put up a clip video on my Facebook page of Riley. You should check that out if you get a chance. In the 70-plus division, Mike Porter, 284.6 yards. Congratulations, Mike. In the 55-plus division, Shannon McGinnis up from Florida, 284.6 yards for Shannon. Coming on strong, Shannon. Way to go. In the 50-plus division, Ernie Gieman went 313 yards for the win. Ernie's he's working, getting better all the time. This is a guy who's been hitting with us since 2017. Great guy. Good job, Ernie. In the 45-plus division, Michael Byerly, we call him Sasquatch. And if you've ever shook hands with the dude, you'll know why. That is a large individual. Michael hit the ball 350.5 yards and for a very long time had the longest drive of the event. Edged out just a little bit later on. But congratulations to Sasquatch for that big win. In the 35-plus, Ben Sutton, we call him Ben 10, 334.8 yards for the win. Great job, Ben. It's always good to catch up with Ben at these events. He's a very fine fellow. The 35-plus women's division, Jennifer White went 220.8 yards for that win. In the 50-plus women's division, Elizabeth O'Reilly coming through with a drive of 196.2. Then Jennifer White again in the 45-plus women's division with a drive of 191.7 yards. The open military went to Adam Sauter all the way from Minnesota with a drive of 335 yards for Adam. And watched Adam throughout the event just get longer and longer and longer. Maybe take a few tips from Mike Bauman. We'll talk more about that later. In the 18-plus division, Coastal Carolina's own John David Gooden took the win at 366 yards, edging out Caleb Fry by 361 yards and Zach Hammer at 354. And by the way, John Gooden is just getting started in long drive. This may have been his third event. Maybe he's done a couple league events in this one, maybe one more, but he's brand new to the sport. And very impressive. Got a lot more in the tank there with that young man. Now let's go to the XLD finishing order. In the 55-plus division, Jeffrey Nuttles takes the win at 318 yards. The 50-plus division, Jeff Crittenton, the Critter, 339.2 yards. In the XLD 35-plus division, Justin Rich took the win at 327.6 yards. And in the open 18-plus, Mike Bauman with a pounding drive of 423 yards over A.J. Catucci, playing as an amateur, with a drive of 350 yards. Those guys put on a heck of a show there in the finals. And A.J. had it. Bauman had to take him out, man. I mean, AJ put up a great fight. So it was a really good finals. Also, at the East Coast Classic, we had an XLD Stage 1 qualifying event. In this event, hitters are making their way to Stage 2 events where they can then qualify for the World Championship. So punching their ticket from the East Coast Classic at this event, Darryl McCummings in the 45-plus division, Garrett Garland in the 75-plus division. This guy looks like he's 50 and plays like he's 50 as well. John Happy Gilmore punched his ticket in the 35-plus division. So did Lee Hodges in the 35-plus. Zach Hammer punched his ticket in the 18-plus division. Len Ray in the 55-plus, and then Len Ray in the 50-plus. Way to go, Len. Justin Rich in the 18-plus, Adam Sauter in the 18-plus, and Russ McLarnon in the 18-plus have all qualified for XLD Stage 2 events. The first Stage 2 event isn't on the schedule yet. We'll have several of those up later on, but there'll be quite a few Stage 2 events throughout the season. Anyone who's been through Stage 1 will have an opportunity to get to a Stage 2 event, and you have to have gone through a Stage 1 to get to Stage 2. If anyone has any questions about all that, feel free to hit us up, and we'll give you some answers. The East Coast Classic was broadcast on Long Drive TV, which is part of Wingding TV. You can get Wingding by downloading the app from the Android, the iPhone store. You can get us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and a host of other places right now, such as Spotify and iTunes and just, man, I don't know where we are. Where are we, Jay? Do you know? I mean, we're everywhere, man. Wingding is everywhere.
We're everywhere.
That's Jay Burgess, our producer here. He's keeping me straight and telling me not to forget to mention Wingding. So the East Coast Classic, you can watch it there in its entirety. We've got it broken down into the amateur portion and the XLD portion. We'll be broadcasting more events coming up. The ones we know right off the top of our head are going to be Albuquerque in June and Des Moines in July, but there'll be more. So keep up with what's happening here at UltimateLongDrive.com. All right, coming up next, we're going to see what all this did to world rankings right after this.
Welcome to Wingding. With a variety of services to offer, we are an end-to-end one-stop shop for digital media production and distribution. Our company originated in podcasting, video production, and digital marketing space, affording us a solid background for growing your brand through media distribution. Contact us at wingding.tv so we can do what we do for you.
Lee Hodges still sitting atop, although some of his lead may have been eroded. Ulysses White in second place, Dustin Spinato in third, Ernie Gilman climbs to fourth place, Kevin Porter in fifth, Zach Hammer follows Kevin, then Adam Sauter, Zachary Parr, and Roy Studley rounding that out. So in the men, in the women's division, Jennifer White has a good lead at the top over Dana Shealy, Elizabeth O'Reilly in third. So a little bit of a battle heating up there in points in the youth division. Dylan Spinato sits atop, just slightly ahead of Liam Brees and those rankings. All right, that's it for World Rankings. Let's take a look at what's coming up on the schedule. We've got lots of events yet to go. We'll be right back right after this.
Introducing the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail, a new way to experience golf in Myrtle Beach. With over 20 courses to choose from, there's a perfect golf vacation waiting for you. Find the trail that's best for you at myrtlebeachgolftrail.com today.
So let's get into schedules and see what's coming up. March 26th, the Spring Slam at Dothan at 12 p.m. Victor Milan will be the TD there running that event. We've got Spring Sling at Valor Creek Golf Club down in Texas at 12 p.m. Mickey Davis heading that event up. On March 26th, same day, the 2022 March Drive at Mulligan's Golf and Games, Brian Milkey running that event, 4 p.m. out there in Mulligan's time zone. Then April 2nd, Driving the Grid at the Rim in San Antonio, Texas. Mickey Davis running that event, 12 o'clock at the Rim. I've been to that grid. That's a nice grid. Then 2022 SoCal Drives at Morongo Golf, Tuquet Canyon, 10 a.m. April the 9th. This SoCal event will be well attended, I'm sure. And then there's a doubleheader at Arundel Park. Event number 1 at 12 p.m. April 9th, Arundel up in Maryland for the Mid-Atlantic group under the guidance of Kevin Porter. And then the follow that April Bama Slam, April the 9th in Dothan, Alabama with Victor Milan. April Long Drive at the Rim, back at the Rim in San Antonio with Mickey Davis, 12 p.m. April 9th. And there's an XLD Stage 1 qualifier on that day in Dothan. Victor Milan will be running that event as also. The Florida Slam, April the 9th at Lake Javita Golf Club down in Florida under the direction of Josh Koch. At 3 p.m. at Lake Javita. I'll be down there for that event as well. We're doing a charity event the day before. We're providing a long drive experience for the Hospice Open. It's going to be a fun time there at Lake Javita. And then they finally got to this second doubleheader at Arundel here, April the 9th at 3:30 p.m. up at Arundel Park in the Mid-Atlantic. Thawing out at Optimal Performance Golf April the 10th at 9 a.m. And that just gets us through the first part of April. Lots of events on the calendar. You can go to our event calendar and keep up with that because we're adding them all the time. And just, if you haven't already gotten involved, get your tour card, get signed up, come join us. It's a lot of fun. And plenty of time to make your way to the ALD National Championship and then to the Worlds and then to the XLD World Championship. There'll be multiple, dozens probably, XLD Stage 1 events yet to come and multiple XLD Stage 2 events to get everybody qualified for that XLD World Championship. The regional in Albuquerque coming up in June, regional in Des Moines coming up in July, working on 3 more regional major events for ALD and XLD. That's going to wrap it up for today's show. Just come out and hit, people. It's a lot of fun, man. You won't believe what this will do to you.